RHS Pre-Calculus presents Pure Imagination, goal to inform people of the properties and operations of complex numbers. Once upon a time, there was a brain and an eye on a plane, and then the eye wanted to learn more about himself, so it asked the brain.
Well, to begin this journey of self-discovery, we must begin with what you really are.
Before we can learn about the operations of imaginary numbers, first let's define it. Imaginary numbers are put into terms of I. I represents the value of root negative 1. Root negative 1 is imaginary because no squared term can be negative. Usually, imaginary or complex numbers are put into something we call standard form. This is represented by the variables a plus bi. An example would be 3 plus 2i.
So I'm imaginary?
Yes, but you have many important operations.
A while ago, I was trying to get a reservation at a restaurant. I was meeting up with a friend, and in order to place a reservation, we had to know how many people were in our party.
That's simple. You use addition.
In order to do this, we simply combine the i's. A mathematical explanation can be shown through the example of 3 plus 4i plus 5 plus 6i. Add the first terms, the real numbers, and then add the second terms, imaginary. The answer is a plus 10i.
But what about subtraction?
It's not that different.
This identical operation can be executed when using subtraction, except that you subtract the terms instead of add.
Oh, I get it now. What if I want to have babies and multiply?
You're a little young, but here's how the birds and the bees work.
Taking the mathematical approach, when multiplying two complex numbers, one should use FOIL. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. Take the example 3 plus 4i times 5 plus 6i. Using FOIL, we get 15 plus 18i plus 20i plus 24i squared. We know that I squared equals negative 1, since the square root of negative 1 is I. So the answer is 11 plus 18i.
Okay, I get that, but when I grow up and get married and decide that I hate my husband, how would I get a divorce or divide?
Not everyone divides, but here's how it would work.
To divide complex numbers, one must multiply the fraction given by the conjugate of the fraction's denominator, with the opposite symbol. An example of this process can be shown by the operation 5 plus 2i divided by 3 plus 4i. In order to complete this division, you must multiply the entire fraction by the complex conjugate, which would be 3 minus 4i divided by 3 minus 4i. Using FOIL and multiplying everything out, you get the answer 23 over 25 minus 14 over 25i.
Okay, Brain, you always fly me home in your plane, but how do I get there? I'm normally asleep.
You're really growing up, but here's how it works,
Plotting complex numbers is the same as plotting regular coordinates. The x-axis represents the real numbers, and the y-axis represents the imaginary numbers. Take the example 3, 6i. Go over 3i and then up 6i.
Wow, I've learned so much about myself now. I can be the best I can be. I can see so clearly now.